Hello, Enlightened22 here, and welcome back to my favorite server. And today we're going to be working on the brewing factory again, the potion factory, whatever we want to call it. Still haven't come up with a good name for it. Actually, if you have any ideas for a name, leave them in the comments and I'll definitely enjoy all suggestions. The big thing, I went ahead and just got a whole bunch done off camera. Well, it wasn't so much off camera, but all the explanation I made of it wasn't that good. So I'm not including any of that footage, and hopefully I can explain this all now that's done. So the idea here is we're making this big central area to brew tons and tons of awkward potions. There's 12 brewing stands down here, all for awkward potions, because this factory will take tons and tons of awkward potions. And right here is where our water bottles go, so all of those will go into this pillar, get distributed along the brewing stations. And then right on this column, chest array, whatever we want to call it, that's where all of our nether wart will go and get distributed. And then we'll get aqua potions out. And let's go through each step at a time. So to insert nether wart, this is the chest where we put all ingredients in. Nether wart, redstone, sugar, whatever, and will automatically get sorted. So we stick in 22 nether wart, and it will go into this dispenser, get shot out. We're going to have a water stream and everything here, but right at the start of it, we're going to have a sorting system for nether wart. So it's just simply an item hopper. I'm sure you've seen this before, item hopper into comparator, and locking this hopper right down here. So it's just a simple item sorter, so only nether wart will go down this column. Now when we run down here, we'll need, here you can see the hoppers going into the brewing stands. So this row right here is, this minecart will dispense all of the nether wart and spread it evenly across this. And to do so, we have 22 nether wart in here. It will run when there's 23 nether wart, and we want 24 nether wart to end up in it, which will happen just due to delays. And when there's 23 nether wart, it goes, so one more, and we'll go one signal strength further, send a signal over here to this torch, which then unpowers this, allowing this torch to turn on. Now this is an AND gate with 3 conditions. Because I don't want these hopper minecarts running constantly, I want to minimize lag here. So, if there's items in here, 24 nether wart in here, this torch will turn off. This torch here will turn off when there's water bottles in the chest way over here. So, we don't need this minecart running if there's no water bottles, because obviously this system won't be running at that point. So we'll pretend there's water bottles in there by just breaking that torch. And I haven't built it yet, but there's going to be a third condition, which is whether or not our awkward potion storage is full. Because obviously, if we don't have storage for awkward potions, we can't make any more. Or we don't want to make any more. So, in this case, pretend those 2 conditions are met. We'll toss in 2 more nether wart. These conditions will be met. And I forgot to put redstone there, and this will run off. And this is a very simple system, so if you didn't notice, this was a detector track. When this torch turns on, it powers this, powering this fence, which is really nicely lets it go. So by doing this, since it's at a consistent speed, it will put 2 nether wart in. I pressed the wrong one. Why is there redstone in that? Okay, it's going to put 2 nether wart in all of these brewing stands, just like that. Perfect. Now we'll hop all the way back up to the top, and we'll go over how to do, bug on my computer. There was a bug flying around on my screen distracting me. Now we'll do all of our water bottles, and I had to do something a little bit creative here because I didn't want 10 double chests, I wanted closer to 20 double chests of water bottles. But this is already really deep, so I didn't want this 10 blocks further down, because that would be twice as deep, and that would just be getting ridiculous. So I have 2 columns of chests next to each other, 2 columns of chests next to each other, and they favor one side. So what will happen is this right side gets favored. So when I put items in, it uses a system very similar to this. If you notice, when I stick, let's just do andesite. All the andesite will end up at bottom, but if this hopper is completely full, then it will go over to this chest. That's just using some hopper logic, and I did the same thing here, and that made it so all of the items go to this column here of chests until that column's completely filled, then it fills up the column to the left. Now at the bottom, it empties on the left first, and then it empties from here. And that is using just a comparator like this. So let's use 2 different items. Let's use spruce and, well, I didn't use enough. Let's see. Okay, I have a ton of rails. And if you notice, this bucket won't go through until the rails are completely empty because of this comparator locking this hopper. And now that can go through. Same exact idea down there. So let's fill up a few water bottles. I already have a bunch down there. Oh, shift click. And I needed to fill up my inventory first. Yep, when you're doing this, you fill up your inventory, and then you automatically throw the water bottles out. I forgot to do that, so I just have to do it manually. But they all go into this hopper. Like I said, they'll favor this left side. You can sort of see those hoppers set up right there. It will go all the way down here. And now this chest is filling up, and this item hopper has them, this item hopper has them, and this item hopper has 1. The reason for that, like I said before, is the comparator comes over here, powering this block, which powers this hopper, only allowing 1 in at a time. Now, this is the same idea with an AND gate, so we'll break this torch to pretend there's nether wart in that chest way over there. That's this comparator line, runs over here. And there's this torch here. Comparator here to run up these 2 torches, and that's based on this detector rail. One little thing I had to do here is, since I wanted to send out 24 water bottles at a time, I can't get through. But since I wanted to send out 24 water bottles at a time, what I did is set this comparator on subtract mode, sent it the right amount of power, and now it will send out a signal exactly when there's 24 water bottles. So let's place down the minecart, and we'll see it start filling up. 24 bottles, 18, 16. So right when it gets to where my cursor is, it should go. Okay, I went 1 extra, but that's perfectly fine. Comes back, and yeah, we can let it keep filling. Well, we need to let it keep filling. So what it's done now, this is an important factor. It's put water bottles. It should have... Okay, we might come across another problem. I've had a ton of problems while doing this. It looks like it's only putting 1 into the first item hopper. And it doesn't look like it's going again. Okay, that's why. There weren't enough water bottles. Now, this thing is meant to make in bulk, so I'm okay if it freezes up with 12 of an ingredient in here. So let's just pretend it goes. It'll run across here, and now we should have 3 water bottles in all of the item hoppers, apparently except the first one. A little bit of a problem. But we should have at least 3. There we go. That's perfect. So now for the brewing, this craziness back here is all for a clock. So it has 3 states. The normal resting state has this hopper and this hopper locked. So that way, whatever's in the brewing stand will be there. Nothing's going in, nothing's going out. That's the resting state. This is a hopper timer, so when this part gets powered, you'll see this is a fader, and this will power the bottom hopper, allowing just enough time. It will power it for just enough time that this hopper will unlock allowing 3 potions to flow out. So that's where our product comes out. Then when that finishes, it uses a little logic gate right here. Nothing too fancy. Goes into another fader clock, exact same as this one, except this one powers the top. So these 3 potions flow out, and right when that finishes, these 3 new potions will flow in. And then everything locks up again and it gets going. Usually I won't have to worry about the second clock, but in this case I do, since there might be a hopper or a minecart running through in the middle. So let's say it's halfway through the brewing time, so 10 seconds in, then a potion or a water bottle goes in, and it won't finish by the time it goes out, which is a big problem with our system. This way it isn't an issue. And finally over here we have another AND gate based on the same 3 conditions to turn on and off this clock, because we don't want clocks running all the time. So, why is this not working? Alright, and now it's running. So this hopper timer is running, and if we walk over here, we'll see this redstone powers this redstone powers this. So when the times run through, it's currently in the brewing state. I have way more items in there than necessary. I haven't gotten the timings exactly correct. Now when this redstone goes back, this entire clock will start running, and we'll see it in just a second here. Okay, that turns off, that turns back on, and that turns off, and it's done. That is it. And one thing you probably didn't see, you might have heard, this minecart ran as well, and there we go, it picked up all these awkward potions, but there's still some in there. Okay, did you see those comparators turn off? These comparators here, when it empties, all of these comparators power this redstone all the way over here. So this will run if 2 conditions are met. There's an item in any of these hoppers, and this minecart isn't emptying. To test if the minecart's emptying, we have a comparator here, so that turns on as items are flowing. And then it's done. We have a whole bunch of whatchamacallits. Awkward potions. Whatchamacallits is the technical term. And then it would be finished, so I need to play around, make sure these are inverted correctly, but it locks here. All the items will flow back into here, and our system is done. Oh, maybe it's the other way, but it locks itself. And that is everything to it. I am super glad it's working. I did forget one thing, but I'm super glad this is working. I have had so much troubleshooting, like, these hoppers, I have to do 3 rows of hoppers because the redstone torches here would lock it and mess everything up, so I kept having to move that down. I've had issues with minecarts connecting weirdly. I'll actually go over that with you right now, because this is something useful to know. Also, initially I had this entire system down one, forgetting that these blocks are always powered, so these hoppers are always locked. And then I had to raise everything up, and lots of issues, but it's working, so I'm very happy. But the issue is, you might notice here, we have some weird things where it's like normal tracks and powered tracks alternating. It's because... What? Okay, I promise you, I absolutely promise you, I was having issues before where it would always connect in this direction. But apparently that's not the case now. Okay. I'm really confused. Yeah, I'd place it and it would automatically go into the wrong direction like that. But apparently that's working now. And the one thing I forgot to mention is I also have these comparators. So for the water bottles, I have 3 sets, like 3 states of how full it is. For awkward or nether wart, only 2 states. So I told you how it fills up this chest first. So once this chest has any items in it, it activates this indicator, or this comparator, which then goes up and activates the indicator. for water bottles being at least having a little bit. So that runs this redstone line, powers this light. If this light is powered, we know we have at least a few water bottles, at least 12, so not too many. Then the one over here is once this column fills up, it starts filling up that chest, goes up here and powers this middle light, saying that we're about halfway full, or at least halfway full. And then finally, right here, this is when we're pretty much completely filled up. It goes here and powers the top, saying that the chests are completely full, or at least very close. And it's the exact same idea with the nether wart over here, going to these indicators up there, right like that. Well, that was just a lot of redstone right there. I am a bit curious though, so let me know what you think of that. Do you think it was too much redstone, like going into too much depth, or would you prefer me to go into more depth, or was it just right? Goldilocks and the Three Bears, too much, too little, or just right? Because I know lots of people are very mixed about redstone, whether you want to get it in super detail, or like, I just want to see what it does and be done with it. I tried to get a balance there, and I hope it worked well. However, I want to come over here, so see this mountain? Yep, Roni started a project. This thing is ridiculous, so I just wanted to show you guys what's going on over here. Oh, yep, I've been off for a few days, been a little bit distracted. League of Legends is really good. It's fun. It's been a good day. Good couple days, but now I'm back to the Minecraft. And yeah, I come back on, and there's this next to the factory. So let's see how to get up there. Enter Pearl. Basically, he's built a mountain, or shaped a mountain. This was a mountain over here, but he's hollowed it out and made it, pyramid-y. Oh, wow. He's been to work. I checked this out last night, and currently it's the morning. And this whole center section was not cleared out, so he's been busy. He's been very busy. But this is his mountain. I'm not exactly sure what he's planning in here, but whatever it is, it looks really cool and really impressive. I really like these entrance ways, the diagonal going up. And this is the rest of Roni's base. We've checked it out a while ago. Let's take a little run around. He's been hard at work. Oh, that is impressive. That looks really nice. I don't know what this is. Some sort of floating modern house. Looks like a plan for a design. And here's his tiers. I really like the mossy walls there. That's a really nice use of it. He has... what else? Oh, right down here. It's sort of like a temple entrance. Obviously the temple's not done yet. And then we can run down these stairs, if I remember correctly. Yep, there's some hallways down here. I'll replace it. Yep, he has a bunch of mobs. Upside down witch. Another portal to somewhere. I'm not going to risk it. Right along here, more mobs. Lots and lots. Snowball. And, ooh, some witches back there. I'm not sure if that's intentional or not. But I like this hallway. Looks nice. And then coming around here, he has big hole. Doesn't really go anywhere. Let's keep running through his base. I just really like this place. So that's why I'm showing you guys. Storage room. And then we run on up here. There's a little room over there. It's getting dark out. And the other big thing he's added, this looks like a nice temple. I'm not sure if this is a temple, capital. It looks almost like Washington, D.C. with all the marble buildings. There's that temple we were in just before. This, for some reason, makes me think of a mausoleum. A very open and friendly mausoleum, but a mausoleum at that. And, yep, that's everything on his base. Let's actually run over, and there's one thing I want to show you at my base. However, I'll run over there without cutting, just to give you a better idea of how the server looks, or like how the layout of the server is. And here we are at the fort. As you can see, they're pretty close. I've been mentioning how I'm pretty close to the community, and now you actually got to see it. It's nice to be back. It's really nice to be back here. It's been quite a while. Like, you haven't seen this on camera for a long time, and I haven't been here for a long time. However, there is one thing that's changed since last time we were here. I had this door, but now I've added to the other side of it. We have our farm system. So this is just a simple auto farm, Ethos auto farm. That's getting really annoying, the noise, but you just hold right click, and we're out of bone meal almost. Let's click on it. There's bone meal. There's a bunch of bone meals in those three. You hold right click with seeds, carrot, potato, or cocoa beans, and you get products from it. I have a little bit of storage. This will be for both all the animal drops and for any product from that. That's all for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.